Hello and welcome to Reading and Responding to Children's Literature. My name is Sarah Kepros and I'm your instructor for this semester. I'm really looking forward to a great semester, getting to know each of you better and talking with each other about children's literature and what we find interesting and important. Just to give you a little bit of background on my work history, I began teaching fourth grade in Iowa City, and I taught there for about 5 years before I decided to stop and stay home with my kiddos. At the time I was finishing my master's at the University of Iowa, and so after a couple years home with my kiddos, I began teaching at the University of Iowa. I taught what was Block A and now would be considered Lit 1 and Lit 2 combined together. So I taught teachers how to teach reading and writing, which I absolutely loved. And then I also taught another course for those getting a reading endorsement or a master's in reading. After doing that for about 12 years and staying home with my kids, I began teaching full-time at Kirkwood Community College, and I taught reading classes there to students who just needed a little beefing up on their reading skills, and to English as a second language students as well. I am no longer teaching at Kirkwood, and so I'm lucky to be back at the University of Iowa. And this semester I'm teaching you in Children's Lit, as well as teaching Lit 2 on Tuesday and Thursday morning on campus. I love studying the teaching of reading and writing and how students develop and kids develop. I've taught all the way from beginning readers to adult readers, and I just find it fascinating how it's not much different for the age you are, and the things that we know as best practices are best practices all throughout the teaching of reading. My family, I live in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and I have a husband, Ted, who is a physical therapist, and he owns 3 different clinics, one in Cedar Rapids, one in Marion, and one in North Liberty. So he runs those clinics as well as sees patients. Our oldest son, Noah, is leaving for Drake actually this week on Wednesday, so we have someone just beginning the college life as well. And then we have a senior this year, Chloe, who we are lucky to be able to do the college search for again, as we're starting that with her. And we have twin daughters, Sophia and Avery, who are in 7th grade. So they're into music and theater and show choir and all that good stuff. So I asked you to share a favorite book from your adult years, and I have one here to share with you. One of my favorite authors of all times is Jodi Picoult. She wrote My Sister's Keeper, and I have read all of her books. I love how she develops characters, and I also love how she takes a really important topic to society and delves into it with her own research and then writes about it in a great fictional book. This is one of her most recent books. It's called Small Great Things, and I use this with my readers at Kirkwood to just really engage them in the process of reading, as well as to get them thinking about something that's an important issue. The storyline is basically, it deals with a young woman who is a nurse in a labor and delivery part of the hospital, and she is African American, and this couple comes in and they happen to be neo-Nazi, and she becomes their nurse. Something happens with their child, and it becomes this big drama with race relations and the neo-Nazi beliefs, and so she really delves into that, I think, really well. I really enjoyed this book, and I would encourage you to read any of Jodi Picoult's books, just if you're just looking for a good escape, but also just to kind of be challenged in terms of what's important in the world. So I look forward to hearing about your books. I look forward to learning a little bit more about you, and I look forward to a great semester of thinking critically about literature together. Thank you.